God thinks nations. However, if all that we preach and teach is for Christians to appropriate all of God's blessings and those verses only to themselves, we breed selfish Christians, self-centered Christians who think it's not their business to interfere in what's going on in town. But ultimately, you have only a few people who will prosper, and there are many people who will continue to live in misery. It doesn't work that way. It's your responsibility to be interested in national prosperity, sir. In its well-being. You will find your own well-being. So, practically speaking, what should we do? If a nation is going to prosper, it must have a vision. It must have a vision for prosperity. It must have a vision for wealth. Vision is the key to provision. Take up the word provision. Break it in two. You have pro and you have vision. Provision. The opposite of pro is what? Anti. Against. Anti means against. Pro means for or towards. Provision is for the vision. You only attract material resources to the size of your vision, your picture inside. 3 John verse 2 says, Beloved, I wish above all things that you prosper and be in health, even as what? As your soul prospers. You must have soul prosperity before you have material prosperity. Let me break it down. You must come to the point where you believe that you are rich before you can be rich. It's not when millions enter your account that you become a millionaire. It's when you become a millionaire that the millions have no choice but to enter your account. As a man thinketh in his heart, so is it. Good. If a nation has a vision of prosperity, it will attract provision. If an organization has a vision for prosperity, if it has prosperity consciousness, it will prosper. If a family has prosperity consciousness, it will prosper. Most families in our environment have poverty consciousness. They know that they are poor. Think about my words carefully. They know, they believe that they are poor. They call themselves so. So don't be surprised that they attract it. They don't know that that's the problem. Several years ago, when our church was much younger, we were struggling to catch up with the bills. The income was not catching up with the bills. So one day I asked the accountant to bring the file. I took it home. So I went to the study and I spread the sheets on the floor, like Jehoshaphat did in 2 Chronicles 20. They sent him a letter threatening him, so he spread it before God, and God should read the letter. So I said, Lord, you need to read these documents. I don't have a clue. I can't handle this. I can't handle this. You need to help. What should I do? You know one of the things he said? He said, unconsciously, you have developed a culture of prophesying poverty in the office. Whenever a department makes a request for money, you tell them, but you know that the church does not have money. But you know that the church does not have money. So we had said that so often that all the staff were now saying that. But you know that the church does not have money. But you know that the church does not have money. So the Holy Spirit said to me, as long as you say that, the church will not have money. You are driving the money away. I said, oh my God, I didn't realize that. So the next staff meeting, I said to all the staff, there's a statement all of us have been making around here, that you know the church does not have money. I said, that statement is banned. From today, the church has money. If your department requests for money and we don't give you, it is because we can't just afford to be wasting the money. We need to manage it properly. The church has money. But you think carefully about it. Some organizations have poverty consciousness. Some have prosperity consciousness. Some whole nations have poverty consciousness. That's why they go to other countries begging. And some other countries have prosperity consciousness. That's where you start from. So a nation must have a vision for development. And then it must have values. that will undergird that vision and make it realizable. Your values are your standards, principles, your priorities, the things that are most important to you. As the church, we know that the number one value should be love. That's the greatest commandment. How do you interpret love in terms of practice? For me, love is value for human life, period. Value for human life. Appreciating or recognizing the fact that the human being is the most valuable asset that God created on this planet. Realizing that God created man in his own image. Realizing that every single human being is an extension of God. Whatever God does not deserve, man does not deserve it. Whichever way you will not treat God, don't treat a human being that way. No human being is deserving of indignity. That's why church reacts. Church cannot afford to see someone going so low as not to have food to eat. It's an abuse of human destiny. God created food before he created man. No human being should go to bed without having food to eat. When you come to that point where you know that whatever God does not deserve, no man deserves it, you will treat people with respect and you will work with excellence. Did you hear me? You will not permit mediocrity. You won't let people live in slums. You won't let people be treated with low quality services and products. Value for human life.